people, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and I'm bringing you a deck review of the Starchild Tarot Akashic Edition. Okay, so I've had this deck for a little while, but I'm finally gotten around to doing a deck review of it, and this is the deck that I am currently using. I have a bunch of decks, and I like to kind of rotate through all of them, make sure that all of them are getting my love and attention. And this is the one that is currently getting my love and attention because it's been calling out to me like, hey, use me, I'm beautiful. So, okay, so let's go ahead and take a look ski. So it's a beautiful hard box so that it can protect your cards. And on the outside of the box, it tells you that this is the Akashic edition, which is the second edition from the Starchild Tarot. And this is created by Danielle Noel. And you can find this, just like it says here, on starchildtarot.com if you are interested in purchasing this deck. Okay, so it's got a nice matte finish, but as you can see, some of the pictures on here are shiny. Like this is shiny up here, this part's down here is shiny, where it says Akashic down here, that's shiny. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at these. And before I pull out the cards, let me show you the inside of the box. It says we are all stardust, and it's got that Egyptian theme, which I love. I am so into Egypt like you just don't know. I've been into it since I was a little kid. My Nana, which is my grandmother, used to have a book on Tutankhamun in her house, and I would just look at that nonstop when I was little before I could actually read what it was saying. Okay, so it has a fairly thick book that comes with it. I would suggest reading this book. It says it is a light worker's guide. It's nice and shiny. Well, matty, but nice. Okay, you have your table of contents here. It says, Starseed Traveler, Seeker of Truth, you are the light which has existed throughout eons of time. Here you may find new worlds to explore, with paths you once walked and gateways to more. Awaken to the brilliance of your own heart and voice. The Akasha awaits you with mirrors of choice. Within your own spirit lies the magic of old, so now you may ask, what stories can be told? It's a cute little intro. Okay, so it tells you like, what does Akashic mean? A little bit about your higher self, about readings, how to cleanse your deck, shuffle, reverse meetings, all that stuff about tarot. And then it gives you a bunch of tarot spreads. And I would definitely, I use this one. I like this one. Okay, it tells you a little bit about tarot, the major and minor arcana, the court cards. And theirs is broken up into swords, crystals, wands, and cups. So pentacles is your crystals. And it tells you like the air elements, or what type of element it is. Is it a water element, fire element, and which zodiac signs are associated with that suit. So it's very informative. And then kind of why they chose to use crystals instead of pentacles. So it talks about chakras, zodiacs, guides. So it's got a lot in here. It's like an actual little book. Okay, and then you go into your major arcana. So let's say you got the Fool, which here is the Starseed. It gives you the message. It gives you additional meanings, the reversed message if you read reversals, and some spiritual keys, which chakra is it related to, what gemstones are related to this particular card, astrological, planetary connections, other symbols and guides, angel and otherwise, that are connected to that particular card. So there's a lot of information here. I mean, a lot of that stuff I do know, but for somebody who is just learning some of this stuff, that's definitely something to take a look at. And then the last card here, card number 22, is the Akashic Records card. Okay, and then you go into your minor arcana. And then in the back, it kind of tells you who the models were for these cards. Okay, so that's it. It's 79 cards. Like you saw, it has the Akashic Records card. So that's card number 79. So as above, so below. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and put that away and let's take a look at this lovely deck. So first of all, I mean, the backings are gorgeous. And on a side note, during a meditation that I had, I was doing some like shamanic journeying, and I visited the upper world, and it looked kind of like these cards before I even got these cards. So once I got these cards, I was like, oh my God, that's where I was. I was in the upper realms. I was in the above world. And that's the world where, you know, ancestors and angels and, you know, higher level light beings hang out. And it's got these colors, it's got geometric symbols, and it's got all of this. So, you know, the creators of this deck, they really knew their shit, because this is what I saw in my meditation. I was like, holy hell, oh my God, you know, and it just had so much more meaning. Okay, so it's got that kind of dark gold gilded edge. The cards were a little sticky at first, but they have since loosened up with use. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at these. And as I hold these in my hand, I'm like, well, I'm gonna hurry up and do this video because I want to go work with it. I need to go do some stuff with it. So here you have your magician. And so the words have changed a little bit, but if you know your cards, you can kind of guess what serenity would be connected to. And normally I'm not a huge fan of like mixing photography and Photoshop and, you know, kind of having that layered appearance. But with these cards, because this is what I've seen myself during some journeying, it just, there's no words. There's nothing to say. It's my Wally. It's just so beautiful. And I am showing you all the cards. So, you know, if you don't have this deck yet and you like to be surprised, then by all means, fast forward to the end. I'm sorry I'm not really chit-chatty and not talking a lot about this deck, but it's just, as you guys are looking at it, I'm looking at it, I'm just like, oh. I'm just like, whoa. Like I'm totally getting so many downloads. Like my hand is hot because that's the kind of energy that it holds, and my body feels temperature changes. Usually when I hold stones, you know, certain crystals and stones, but never really with a tarot oracle deck. But this one is different. And I know this is not everybody's cup of tea. You know, people will gush about certain decks on the internet, and you know, they'll see these and they'll be like, not really connecting. And that's fine. I'm not saying, you know, because I think it's awesome, you should think it's awesome too. I'm just trying to get across to you that I think it's awesome, and it's just my opinion. Like with the Fountain Tarot, I know a lot of people love the Fountain Tarot, but I'm having a hard time connecting to the images online. I don't have the Fountain Tarot yet, but lately I've been finding myself connecting more and more to the pictures on the internet, but that'll be a purchase for the future. So perhaps I will get it. It's just not, you know, some tarot decks are expensive, so I don't want to, you know, throw down a chunk of change and then not connect to something. I want to make sure that I'm totally connected. And, you know, nobody knows 100% for sure. I mean, you see some images online and be like, oh, wow, that's great. And then you get it in your hot little hands and it's like nothing, like dead air, silence, static, nothing. And there are some decks where I will say I wasn't that stoked about the images, but, you know, I heard enough reviews and I got enough prodding to get certain decks, and I ended up connecting with them, and it ended up being, you know, great friendships. So you never know. So who knows? Maybe one day when I do get the Fountain Tarot, it's going to be my bestie, and I'll be like, why didn't I get you sooner? But, you know. And sometimes I think that certain shifts, energetic shifts, and certain psychological workings have to take place before you're ready to accept certain decks, because of their messages and the energy that they hold. It needs to align to your energy. And so sometimes you're just not ready. Just like some people just aren't ready for, let's say, certain relationships, you know, of any kind, certain friendships, love relationships. You know, if you're not vibrating at, you know, the level of somebody else, you know, you're not a match for them at that time. And that person could be a totally wonderful person and you totally vibe with them in the future. But at the time, you just weren't ready. And that's called life journey, people. The chariot. One of my spirit animals is a Pegasus, or a unicorn, and her name is Serena. So not Serena, but Serena. Serena is awesome. Serena follows me everywhere. All right, that's it. So let me show you how this shuffles. Sorry, sometimes they do stick just a little bit. Okay, getting them all back in order there. Okay, so just like so, it's got a nice matte finish, but the cards still glide nicely, and it is a thick deck. I mean, look at the thickness of, I don't even know if you could see that. Trying to get it to focus. The thickness of the card. The cards themselves are thick, especially with this gold on them. But it's just a massive deck. And it's more oracle size too, if you look at it in my hand. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, so it shuffles nicely. Oops. And let's go ahead and put 3 cards down. So I had 2 cards that flew out. I'll just go ahead and put this card down as well. Let me move these over so you guys can see. Okay, so let's say, well, I haven't really asked a question, but maybe one of you was asking a question while I was shuffling. And so if that was you, maybe this message is for you. Okay, so you have your 9 of Cups, you have your 10 of Cups, and you have your Star Seed, which would be the Fool card. Okay, so just look at how beautiful they all are laid out next to one another. You know, you can even do a 5-card spread. So you got the Ace of Cups down there. And I don't know if you guys can see, the 4 of Crystals is down here. Okay, all right, so that's it for me. If you have any questions about this deck, please let me know in the comment section below. If you have this deck and you connect with it or you don't connect with it, either way, let me know your feelings on this. And I will catch you guys later. If you would like to book a reading with me and you want me specifically to use this deck, then just let me know at the time of booking. Okay, so please check out my social media, my Facebook group, my website, my YouTube channel is awesome. So why don't you go ahead and click subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Okay, so I will catch you lovely dudes and dudettes later. All right, peace out.